Good morning, everyone. My name is Jane Manette. It is my pleasure to be your co-host today. Today is Saturday, June 10th, 2023, and we're here for the express purpose of finding the goal in Engage Global. We're here to get a good foundation in how to share the product, build a business with the product, and invite others who are interested in building a business. We have a lot of material to cover today, but the first thing that I want to start with is some basic housekeeping issues, and I'll be very brief with that. One of the main things that a person wants to do when they first get started is we're going to go through the first month in the business, but some of the things that come up is people are not downloading their application on the phone. They don't know how to navigate their back office. My recommendation is that everyone for the first month in the business spend an hour a day being a student. So the first housekeeping issue is you need to commit to being a student. And I know many of the people who are present already know this. So this recording is for those people who were not able to make it for all kinds of reasons. So in order to be successful in this industry, you must be a perpetual student. You may be the best baker, you may be the best car mechanic, you may be the best accountant, the best attorney, the best nurse. But if I were to go and do your job, look how much training I would have to have. And sometimes when people get involved in a self-employed, home-based business, they discount the amount of training they need because the entry level is so very, very low. So they expect to need hours and years of training to be any other profession. Well, this is a profession. It's very interesting. Napoleon Hill says that you don't become wealthy based upon your formal education. He says you become wealthy based upon your self-education. And this entire process is self-education. And in addition to self-education, it's the most powerful and most inexpensive and fastest personal development program that I know. I'm a transformational coach. People spend thousands of dollars for me to help them get over small little challenges because they want to get over them quick. They don't want to take 6 months or a year to learn there's something about their behaviors interfering with their success. Well, in this program, you get the same kind of training. It's just that it's up to you as to how you apply it. Do you want to grow quickly? Do you want to grow slowly? Are you just in this business for your own personal development and health and healing? Are you in this business to help get your family healed? Is it your community? Or are you in this business to help as many people get healed, feel better, regain their life, as well as to make money in the process? So today you will learn, you will get the blueprint for exactly what you need to do to be successful. And as I like to tell people, everyone, you have all the ingredients that you need. You have every single ingredient that you need to be magnificently successful at whatever you choose in life, especially this, because this is one of the easiest things to do, but it's not always exactly simple. You have to get the steps in order. So if you have all the ingredients, but you may not have the recipe. So today is about sharing that recipe. And I really want to thank Jeff, our upline support, for being here at 8 o'clock in the morning, his time, on his wife's birthday, to make sure that he shares his knowledge, his expertise with you. And I certainly want to thank my upline support, Beth Sturdivant. She's on a trip to a funeral in a car, but she's here because it's important. So the second thing I want to focus on, in addition to the commitment to being a student and the commitment to learn, is that I really don't understand why people don't come on time. I'm just going to put it out there. If this event, we have a half an hour presentation on Thursdays and on Mondays at 7 Eastern time. And I have some of our people come at 7:15. So the same kind of commitment you give to that you've given to your job, if you're still working or when you were working, that's the kind of commitment you need to give, not to me, not to Engage, to yourself. For example, we have 2 home meetings, Monday night at 7 and Thursday at 7. Now, Beth doesn't come to the meeting if and only she has a guest. She's there every Monday and every Thursday, not because she may have a guest that night, but because she's committed to the process. She's committed to the team. So I'm asking everyone who's serious about building a business to ideally commit to both home meetings, Monday and Thursday at 7. Use them as your launches. Use them as an opportunity to bring your personal and warm market. And I'm asking you to attend and be present at the meeting, not just for your guests, but to support other people. Because if you had this wonderful guest, you know, and you've gotten them and they've seen your website and they've seen testimonies and you've sent them the scientific brochure and they commit to come to the meeting, and that you and I were the only people at the meeting, how would you feel? So when you neglect your home meeting, it's an indication that you either don't understand the business, which is fine, or you're not committed. So after today, it's going to be clear as to whether you're committed or not. And I see your note, Jeff. The other thing that I want to say about this wonderful Getting Started program and some housekeeping issues is that this is your business. You set the time, you set the time, you decide what priority it gets, you decide what you want to do to be successful. So throughout this presentation, you're going to be given a lot of information and you're going to be asked a lot of information. So one of the questions that I want to start is how do you rate your commitment to building a business? And I want you to just put the number in the chat from 1 to 10. What is your commitment level? Okay. In the chat, just indicate what's your commitment level on a scale from 1 to 10. Please, everyone, make a commitment. And the commitment is really not to me. It's a part of the process of sharing our goals. When you share goals with other people, thank you, John. John says 10. When you share your goals, it helps you become more committed to them. Now, the first part of hold on one moment. A part of that being committed to being a student is that we have some phenomenal resources. On YouTube, you can go and search for Engage, and you can see all kinds of previous meetings, testimonials. Wonderful. So one of the best ways to spend that hour a day is spending time on YouTube. On YouTube, you can go and test and put in search and write and search for compensation plan. You can go in and put in search Jonathan Jones. I think he has some great testimonies. And you can go and put in search our very own team testimonials that Beth and her daughter Brandy established for us. And that is, you go in and you spend time listening to the testimonies. Testimonies is one of the things that builds your confidence in using and sharing the product faster than anything else. And you know what? In sharing the product with other people, telling other people and sharing testimonies is absolutely a powerful way to get people interested. The team serve on YouTube. What's nice about that is their individual testimonies that you can forward and send to other people, not just testimonies in a meeting. So the suggestion that I have is that you become very familiar with the testimonies. That means they're only about 2 minutes. Some of them are with Dr. Fasad. Some of them are people with different conditions. Spend time, because that site, Total Team, will give you the confidence and the security and the good feeling that you need to actually share your products with other people. So we'll get back to some of the other thing that I really want to emphasize is how to use the WhatsApp. The WhatsApp is where we have a thread. We have one in Micro Daily Leaders, which is my organization and my upline. And we have one called Masterful Believers, which is my organization and everybody in my organization. And when a person joins, you want to add them to the 2 WhatsApp groups. But I need you to understand they can see absolutely nothing that starts before the day they start. Whatever's been posted previous to the moment they started, they have no awareness of, and they have no access to it. So when you sponsor people, when you enroll people, then what you want to do is you want to go through and send them the pertinent announcements, posts, notifications, information, training, whatever you think is important for them to have, because they cannot see it and won't have access until you give it to them. So the other thing that I find that people need to understand is when you go on WhatsApp, you don't just look at the last thing that was posted. You go back, there's someone there, Lemuel. You go back and you scroll up to the last post that you read, and then you read all the way down to the date. So coming on time, making a commitment to what's going to be your home meeting. For me, Monday and Tuesday is a home meeting for me. That's an opportunity for me to bring guests as well as meet your guests. So decide, I'd like you to put in the chat, what's your home meeting? Is it Monday and Thursday, or is it Monday or Thursday? Please indicate, because I want to know exactly where you are in terms of your commitment for moving forward. Okay, so I'd like for you to chat, which is your home meeting? Monday and Thursday, like Beth and Jeff and me and Lemuel and some others and Lori, or are you saying I'm committing to Monday or I'm committing to Thursday? Your choice. So in the big thing that I want to say in this before we move on is that your success in this business, there are a couple of things that determine your success. But one of the main things that determines your success is your desire level. What is it? How bad do you want it? And what do you want it? And it's not just, we can't just say be successful in Engage Global. You have to have very specific personal goals and dates that you want to accomplish. So everybody on your pad, take out a piece of paper on your pad. And this is what the first question I want you to answer for yourself. You don't have to publish this one. How much more money coming in your house on a monthly basis would take all the stress out of your life? Just you don't have to, this is not for publication. This is just for you to write down. In addition to whatever's coming in now, how much more is going to, would it take to take all the stress out of your life financially? Okay. Everybody got a figure? Okay. Now, the second question is, how much money will it take for you to live, not your superstar dream life, that's possible, but your dream life? How much money does it take for you to live your dream life? How much do you need to get out of hot water, to be comfortable, to have no stress? And then how much do you really, really want to live the way you know you want to live? Those are the most important two figures for you to start with. The first one, that's a 6-month goal, a 9-month goal, a 12-month goal. And when you think about 12 months, you say, wow, that's a long time. Well, what was your finances 12 months ago? What was your bank balance 12 months ago? So 12 months really isn't a lot of time to take all the financial stress out of your life. So what I'd like to share with you, after desire, having a goal, knowing what you want and why you want it, the next most important thing for you to know is how to use the product and how to share the product. So Beth, would you come forward at this time and talk to people about using the product, using it for prevention, using it therapeutically, and a maintenance dosage or protocol. And then in addition to that, share with them how to share the product in the most powerful, effective way. Beth?
Okay, y'all, thank you for spending your Saturday with us. We appreciate it. I'm just going to get to the point because that's just who I am. So when I talk to somebody, I determine where they're at. Do they need preventive or therapeutic, or do they need, some extra help here and there? So that was the first thing that I determined. Then once I determine that, and how do I determine that? I listen to them talk. I listen to all their woes, and I listen to all about their aches and pains. And I also listen to their history, because how long have they been in a situation will tell you, how more crucial they are sick or if they're healthy. So that's step one. So if somebody has a health issue, double dose. Simple. Double dose. I'm watching the road because Denise is driving, so I'm watching the road. We're in traffic. So there's some people that need to take the product 3 times a day, and there's some that need to take it twice a day. And that's really, for me, I'm good at twice a day, but I've listened to a lot of people that have more so energy situations. So I suggest that they take it 3 times a day if they're just taking the capsule. I always try to get people on the hydro and the capsules because one reason is I want them to drink something that's healthy. And a lot of people drink fruit juice. I mean, anything you buy at the store off the shelf is not good for you, period. It has no value in it, and there's usually a lot of sugar in it. So I always tell people to take 3 capsules for breakfast and then do 1 packet between breakfast and lunch, and then do another packet between lunch and dinner, and then take your second set of capsules. So they're actually getting 4 doses. But I really just go off the capsules as far as dosing. I just think everybody should drink hydro regardless. When I start people off, the micro daily EMF is the only thing that I share. I don't share the green and white bottle. I never have. And then I always recommend that they do 2 probiotics, not 1. I think everybody should start off with 2 probiotics, not 1, because if we think about our society that we live in, how we eat, what we've been exposed to, stress, cell phones, just everything, everybody has work to do in their gut biome. And you want to really use the word gut biome, not just the gut, because the gut biome is the 3 to 5 pounds. And that is what runs the whole body, basically. That's the signaling that comes from the bugs, the good or the bad. So I always like to explain that to people so they have a better understanding about their gut and how important that this actually runs the brain, and then the brain runs the body. So if you don't start with the gut, you're not going to get the results that you want your people to get, period. So micro daily EMF therapeutic is double dose unless you put them on the hydro. And now we're going to be getting the micro daily EMF hydro starting on Monday. So what I'll just, ask people, do you like taking capsules or you like powder in your water? Depends on what they say. So either A, you can take capsules and the EMF hydro, or you can take all the hydro now because the B vitamins are methylated and it also protects you from 5G. Everybody understands something. If somebody says that their stomach hurts from drinking the regular hydro, it's because usually those B vitamins are not methylated, and there's people out here that cannot process B vitamins. They are broken down more than taking a B complex, but not totally. So that can upset people's stomach. So I've always been leery of that one situation of somebody taking too much hydro and their stomach hurts, and I know why it's the B vitamins. So now that's a relief that I don't have to deal with anymore with the micro daily EMF hydro. So we are very fortunate for this. So the micro daily EMF, then the second choice is the probiotic, and then the third choice is the collagen. Yesterday I had a guy that's got a libido problem, but he doesn't want to take therapeutic doses. And anytime somebody has a hormonal issue, that's the first thing that the body starts breaking down. So when somebody says they have some form of issue in that area, I already know that their body is suffering and they need therapeutic doses. If people have a lot of arthritic pain, they have a lot of rust in their joints. They need therapeutic doses. But one thing I think a lot of people that I run into that are affiliates, they count other people's money. I don't count other people's money. I tell you what you need. And I feel like if you tell them the big picture, then they can make a better decision. When you just tell them about one product, and then you come back to them and say, well, you really should be doing the probiotic, or, you really should be doing the collagen. To me, that sounds like you're nickel and diming me. And for me, that's going to frustrate me that you didn't come to me all at one time and let me make my own decision. So really think about that. Stop making decisions for people based on how you think their money is. Because I know for a fact, a lot of people that say they can't afford something, these people afford stuff that has nothing to do with health all the time. So that's such a loose word that people use all the time for excuse. That, to me, that means you have an excuse and you don't want to take the product. That's what that means. And I know there are some people that have financial issues, but if you have financial issues, that means you don't go buy coffee, you don't go out to eat. I mean, you don't do any of that stuff. The majority of people are doing that stuff. So, a couple meals out can buy a box of hydro. Just saying. So stop listening to people on that. That's an excuse. So the next product I would tell people, it really depends. Like if they're in pain, they can't sleep at night, then I'm going to send them to the CBD boost. Eye and brain is just going to be, if somebody's dementia or whatever, somebody's got eye issues, make the decision, about talking more about those particular products. But I really don't put anybody on any of those until they've taken enough probiotic, because I know probiotic will make a difference with the brain and the eyes and also anxiety. So I try to keep it really simple and not cause a lot of conflict and anxiety of, just giving too much information, a variety of products. Now, I'm not saying all the products aren't necessary, and I'm not saying that they're not good to start off with. But, you got to pick and choose with the people you're talking to. And just, try to make a good decision based on their interest when you're talking to them. So to regroup, if somebody is an athlete, I would still have them on a therapeutic dose if they can afford it, because they're constantly using up all, their resources. So I'm just a therapeutic dose person. I mean, I don't really have anybody just take a minimum dose. And I really feel like this: the better you teach, the more people will follow you. In case in point, if you go through the people that I have put in myself, and Jeff can verify this, they're all taking way more than just the basic products. They're all pretty much taking therapeutic. So that's another way for you also to make more money, especially if you have customers, because you get up to 30%. And since I've been in the business, I think after the first month, I've always made diamond in preferred customers. So that is a main goal for me, because that really helps you make money while you're building your team, so you don't get discouraged. So that's one of the reasons why I like everybody to sign up customers. So does anybody have any questions about dosing or why? Jane, y'all have any questions? Or
This is a good time to ask Beth any questions that you have. Beth, I have a question. So if a person takes the product as indicated on the bottles or containers, that's what you would call the prevention dosage?
Yes.
That's for what I tell people, if you're 30 and work out 5 days a week in some form, then that's probably fine for you. But if you have any health challenges, that's just the prevention dosage. You're going to need a therapeutic dosage based upon the severity of your concern and also how fast you want to get rid of the discomforts. You know, if you want to take the product for 2 years before you fully recovered, that's your choice. But if you want to recover sooner, then you would go for the therapeutic dosages. Any questions of Beth before I ask my next one? Oh, there's a hand. Okay, who raised their hand?
Maxine Queen.
Please, Queen Maxine, please go ahead.
Yes.
Queen Beth, right.
Beth keeps saying therapeutic dose. What in her opinion is the therapeutic dose?
Good question.
Therapeutic dose is double the dose. So the bottle of micro daily EMF says take 6 capsules a day. So double dose would be 12 capsules a day, which would be 2 bottles a month. The probiotic is 1 capsule per day. Minimum, when somebody starts off, they need 2 capsules a day. And if they can do 4, I put people on 4 a day. I think 4, 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And another thing is, I do not take those with food. Don't take them with food. And I take it first thing in the morning when I wake up, and then I take it the last thing before I go to bed.
That's the probiotic, right?
Yeah, that just seems like away from food, there's no challenge there. There's no competition there. And I just feel like you get more for your bang. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm teaching.
All of the products you take first thing and last thing and with no food? All of them?
No, she was just talking about the probiotic then.
Oh.
She takes the probiotic first thing in the morning on an empty stomach and last thing at night on an empty stomach. But tell them when and how you take the products.
Yeah, the micro daily EMF needs to be taken with food, aka fat. So next month, when we release the Omega, you won't have to worry about eating with it. And Jeff, you can step in here. I don't believe that we have to worry about the EMF Hydro Pack because there'll be fat in it, right? Like the original.
No, we still it's 3 capsules. It's 3 micro daily EMF capsules with flavoring and sweetener.
Okay, so
you're
we
still
need
in
per stick. Per stick.
So until we get the Omega, which is next month in July, you're still going to need to take some nuts or some fish oils or just something along with it. And you don't need much. I mean, it's just it's a capsule or 2 of fish oils, just enough to break down the fat soluble micronutrients.
Yeah, I'll eat a little bit of butter.
There you go. Or a spoonful of
olive oil or coconut oil or something simple, or
avocado.
Yeah. So the micro daily EMF and the collagen, I put the collagen in either A, coffee, or B, something warm, or C, a smoothie.
When the collagen comes in a powder. It's a powder. So she's saying mix it in something hot. It mixes very well in something hot, or a smoothie, or soup, or cereal, anything hot.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you don't mix it in something warm, then it could clump. And if it clumps, drink it. I mean, it's not gonna hurt you. It just gels up like collagen would do. But I mean, think about how it goes in your joints and that's what it looks like when you don't mix it right. So there's nothing wrong with it. It gels, still take it. Okay. So collagen, I also suggest, especially anybody that's had children, I don't care how old you are, and anybody that's been an athlete, period, and then anybody that is over the age of 30, I highly recommend that you take 2 servings of collagen a day. for the simple reason is the body uses up so much collagen throughout your life. And up until the age of 30, your body is producing collagen. So if you don't want to get a deficit early, then, you know, take your collagen. So, I mean, our bodies are just wonderfully made because, look, we make humans. So our body can always, you know, correct ourselves and heal ourselves. If we can make the organ, you don't think we can heal the organ? I mean, y'all really got to think about that. So that's how I take the product. If I'm doing eye boost, brain boost, CBD, then I'll take it when I take my EMF capsules. I just, now, people that need that dose during the day will pick them up the energy. So telling people that during the day.
Beth, you're breaking up. We can't really hear you now, Beth. It's maybe you're passing through something.
All right.
Okay, but Lemuel,
Yeah,
you
I'm
have
in
a
the
question?
mountains.
Oh, good.
Well,
Okay. Lemuel, let's get your question out, and then Jerry.
my question was, I also use the collagen when I make scrambled eggs and oatmeal too. It works fantastic in that. The other thing is with the hydro EMF coming out, we should be able to move a lot more of people understand that they can drink 3 or 4 of those a day and over the course of the day and always keep the energy up, because since I've been using these products, the energy has been fantastic with everything I'm doing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let me share an experience that I learned from Felicia last night. She was talking. She had a woman that she put on the product, and she tells everybody to take the micro daily with fat. The woman didn't, and she started complaining, I'm not feeling any better. So she said, are you taking it with fat? Well, no. She took it with fat just that one day, and the pain went away. So she couldn't believe that just adding the fat to her taking the micro daily would have such a dramatic effect. So some of the people that are not getting the effects that we think they should be getting is because they're not taking it with fat. This is why. And Beth, would you describe that if we can hear you? If you describe? Yeah, good. We can hear you. Would you describe how you have to follow up, how to share the product in terms of following up, not just them getting their order, not just them going on subscription, but actually following up until they're taking it properly and getting the desired results? How important is that, Beth?
It's extremely important. And let me tell you this, the reason why you want to take fat, the micro daily EMF, is because it has fat solubles in it. So you've got to have fat for it to absorb into the body. And that's why that lady had a difference. All right. So follow up. Follow up is so important. It is so important because I guarantee you 99% of people that start on the product do not take it correctly. And they also do one dosing. How many people do I call and follow up and they say, oh, well, I just did 2 capsules. No, you need to take 3 in the morning and 3 at dinner, period. So I'm always going, I might call people that's been on it for 6 months and say, how are you doing? It really doesn't matter. The more that you teach these people, because they forget and then they get in their own little way. I mean, I don't know how many times you have to say the same thing, but you know how I look at it is, this is part of my business and it's part of my income. So I know the more I tell these people, the more I follow up, whether it's 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, a year, it doesn't matter. You want to always touch base with your people because you want them to take the product right. If they don't take the product right, then they're going to say, oh, it doesn't work, period. And then you lose out on your paycheck. So follow up is more important than anything. But guess what? If you don't take the products right and you don't learn the products, you're not going to be able to help these people when you call them and follow up with them. You're going to be like, oh, I don't know. Well, if you called me and told me you didn't know, after I know I've been on the product maybe 3-6 months, I'm going to think something's wrong with you. not knowing the answer. So I'm not going to be as likely to trust you with your information. So it's very important that you learn the product and that you feel the product yourself. Like for me, I felt the pack of hydro immediately when Jeff gave it to me sitting in his van. So nobody can take that experience from me. And I talk about that experience. But I also let people know that you may not feel it because you didn't have the electrical issue that I had. So it's important that you don't set a standard for people that they're supposed to feel something. Because when people tell me they're not feeling anything, then I say, well, when you go to the grocery store and buy your groceries and you eat, what do you feel from that? And they'll say nothing. I'm like, okay, you're eating food. Everybody's not going to feel something. But you got to be able to come back with these types of information because you're the one controlling how they think in their brain. And so I know it's called reverse psychology. But anyways, it's for the better of them that, you know, you're guiding them with truth and conviction. They want to hear conviction. When they hear conviction in your voice and your answers, then they believe you. When they hear doubt and you're not sure, then they're not sure. So it's very important for follow-up. It's very important that you take the product right. And it's very important that you understand and you get that feeling of the product also.
Wow, thank you. Well, I certainly learned something because I have been suggesting to people that they're going to feel fabulous and feel wonderful. And most people do, but I can see your point. Let's not set up any expectations because everybody's body's different. They will come back and tell us what the results are. We don't have to tell them. We can just tell them the benefits of the product without broadcasting and prophesying how they're going to feel. Point taken. I stand corrected. Thank you. Well,
let me jump in here quick.
Exactly.
I mentioned a couple of things that Beth is extremely proficient at, and that is demonstrating that she cares because of the follow-up. Now, I get to later on in today's training talk about the compensation plan, but we've designed it, and I say we because David and I had a lot of conversations going through this. The all of it bonus is all based around compensating you for that follow-up. You're getting half of that on Thursday, and then you get the other half 60 days later. And if you don't think that other half is worth following up with somebody, let them shut their auto ship off or their subscription in that first less than 90 days, and you're not going to receive the full commissions on it. So you want to stay in contact with them. It's not just a one and you're done. And so the whole all of it bonus compensation is based around that follow-up. Okay. And then just one thing back on therapeutic doses. Double the dose is going to work in just about every situation, with the exception of, and we didn't put a disclaimer up here, aggressive cancer. Any kind of cancer, you need to be at least 3 times the dose or 4 times the dose, according to Dr. Prasad. In fact, his latest patent pending on high doses of micronutrients, a micronutrient mixture, he couldn't say microdaily EMF, is about 3 to 4 times the dose. So
very important, very important.
2 clarifications on those.
Well, Jerry has her hand up for a comment or a question to Beth. Speak up, Jerry.
You'll need to open up your microphone.
Jerry, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear
Yes.
you well. We hear you.
Okay, I'm still waking up, okay? All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, the collagen I do have someone, I asked her, I did the follow-up and I said, how are you taking your collagen? It's not how because she was saying she was still tired and stuff. But she said she sprinkled it on her food. And I thought we're supposed to put it in liquid, but I heard you say you can put it on scrambled eggs and soup because it has to be in something warm. What do I tell her when she says she puts it just on her food she eats? That's my question. Will she still get the same benefit, or do I try to encourage her? Because she doesn't eat a whole lot every day. She doesn't eat a whole lot of food.
It doesn't matter with the collagen because you just want to get it in. So I don't really think that it matters. Jeff, do you know anything?
Doesn't
that would
matter.
be different?
No, just
And
get it.
I'll tell all y'all that eat oatmeal.
Now she eats oatmeal. Yes, she likes
Okay.
oatmeal.
Well, let me just say this for everybody that eats oatmeal. Oats were designed to fatten up horses.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to gain weight, eat oats. Okay. I know a lot of people, that's a go-to for breakfast. But if you're going to eat oats, you want to definitely put protein in with it. Otherwise, you're getting all these carbs. Oats were designed to fatten up horses. So more power to you. Eat them up. And also, too, the other thing about oats, a lot of them have chemicals on them. So you really got to, Quakers,
Oh,
better not get them. GMO, Quakers, hey, know your oats.
yes.
A lot of people eat them.
Oats are not our friend. Oats are
No.
not our friend. Right.
I have two more questions. May I?
Yes, please.
Okay, my granddaughter who's 16, she was breaking out with a skin rash, and I gave her the collagen, but I had it in warm water, like hot water, like you make for tea, and I stirred it up and I gave it to her, and the rash disappeared. After a couple of days, it was gone. And then when she's off for about several weeks, it'll come back and I redo it again. So,
well, what's going on with her is her gut.
So she should be.
Your skin represents, the body. It's your biggest organ. So poison has to come out, and it's going to come out through your third kidney, which is your skin. So you want to fix if you have rashes in that, you need probiotic. You got to fix the gut.
Thank you.
And that's why it keeps coming back, because you're never getting rid of the root problem.
Okay, so she's 16. How much probiotic should I give her?
I would give her 2, at
Two.
least, minimum. Yeah.
1 in the morning and 1 at night?
Yes, and I would get her off of sodas and sugars to the best of her ability, because that's why. And fast food. Look at what the kids eat, and their school lunch. Just look what they eat.
Oh Jesus, that's going to be pray for me. Okay.
Well, there's a way to go and tell them. Don't just say you need to get off this, and this.
Okay.
You want beautiful skin, then you don't want to put.
She wants that, yeah.
All right, well, put her on the phone with me. I'll talk to her.
Okay, she's okay. I have to go and get her. And I will go get her in a little bit. My other question, my brother, I'm getting the green Michael Daly, that bottle, the one. Mm-hmm. And he has COPD.
Okay.
How many should I do him the therapeutic dose when I when I take it to him, because he lives right around the corner from me? So what should I do for him?
Absolutely. That means he has damaged lung tissues.
Yes.
And I would get him on the hydro or the Micro Daily EMF hydro coming out Monday, because it's going to restore. That's what it does. It restores the damaged tissues in the lungs. And when your lungs are damaged, your whole body is affected.
I can see it with him. Yes.
Yeah, it'll break down every part of your body, because it causes so much stress, because you use your lungs to breathe. And when you can't breathe right, it causes conflict everywhere. So he needs, I would do him real high doses. I would have him constantly drinking hydro.
So that's when that Micro Daily hydro in the tube that will come out. So that's what I need to get him.
Yeah, Monday, buy 2, get 1 free. I would be stocking up everybody, because I doubt they'll ever have that special again.
Woo!
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, great questions. We've got another question from Queen. Queen, will you please ask your question?
Yes. Beth said that oatmeal was fattening. I really thank you for that information. But what about cornmeal?
Same thing. Yeah. Same
Same
thing.
thing.
Same
Oh,
thing.
gosh. All right, thank you.
Yeah. These
A
things.
lot of people gain weight because of what they eat for breakfast. And when you start carbs, which what is oats, then guess what? You're going to crave more all day. Sugar and carbs.
I'm
Whatever you eat
I'm a
for
witness to
breakfast,
that.
that's the standard for the
Okay.
day.
Right. Yes, for sure.
Whatever you eat for dinner sets the standard for sleep. So there you go.
Okay. So I'm just going to take a couple of minutes and share, because someone put a great note there, Lori, the kinds of things that will expedite the results. Beth, will you comment on what recommendations, what lifestyle recommendations you want our affiliates to share with their customers and families? What things can they do to expedite the results, as Lori says? And also, would you take just 1 minute and comment on what kind of healing reactions or what the healing cycle is like, so people can anticipate some of the changes that go on once they go on our micro daily products? Did you hear that, Beth? Okay. What kind of lifestyle changes do you recommend?
But if I start breaking up, you have to
Okay.
grab in. So,
Okay.
first things first. Start with their liquids, because so many people use so many calories in liquids and they don't know it. They don't realize it. So the best thing anybody can drink is water, and stop everything else and take the hydro packs. That's the first thing. Sodas are terrible for you. They're terrible, but you don't, somebody that's a soda addict, you don't want to say, hey, stop drinking soda and disturb their mind, because when you tell the mind that it can't.
Okay, so she was saying that one of the things that you want to add to facilitate your healing, and that's hydrating half of your body's weight in ounces, really helps. Going to sleep on an empty stomach, because the body is doing its healing during the sleep cycle, and if it's busy digesting food, that's half the night you're not healing. Also, we recommend that dairy products really add inflammation to people, as well as sugar and wheat. The average American eats 152 pounds of sugar, and just 100 years ago, the average American ate 5 pounds of sugar a year. And now they're eating 150. So no wonder we have all the conditions that are going on. Flour is also not your friend, as well as the other grains, because they were processed and grown to feed cattle. And we are just not cattle, and we don't want to look like cattle. So that's really some valuable information. Hydrating, going to bed on an empty stomach, restricting your eating window to 8 to 10 hours. Like before I was taking the product, I was eating 18 hours a day. And since I've been taking the product, I eat within a 6-hour window, 6 to 8 hour window, restricting the window. Now, the other question that I was asking, and we lost Beth, so I'm going to ask Jeff to take it just before he starts his presentation. What are some of the healing responses a person might experience when they're ill or they've been going from a very processed food diet? We also recommend you eliminating processed foods if they're very interested in expediting their healing or interested in getting the biggest bang out of their investment in micro daily products. So what are some of the healing reactions a person might expect, Jeff?
Okay, so we want to change our vernacular there. Instead of a reaction, we're going for a response.
Okay, healing
Because,
response.
Western medicine is reactionary. You go after a cause and you want a reaction. Okay, so Western medicine is going after cause and seeking a reaction. Okay, we support a response. Okay, so you just want to get comfortable choosing your descriptors, and so we're looking for the body's response. Okay, and that response is always positive. If somebody gets diarrhea, you celebrate that. because that is a response that their body is giving them. It's not causing a reaction.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's supporting a response. I always go with the 3 B's: a change in your breath. Okay. A change in your body odor, or a change in your bowels, all signify the body's response in some form of a cleanse. Okay. I can't tell you how many people have said, I don't want to start your product until I finish up this cleanse, or I've got to do this cleanse, or I need to, it's so inaccurate that we have to force our body into something. Okay. We don't. We need to support our body into a natural response. Doing all types of, I'm going to do a liver cleanse, and then I'm going to do this cleanse. I'm going to do this cleanse. You're taking good nutrition, but that nutrition is formulated in such a way to cause the body to react.
Mhm.
Okay. We don't want reactions. We want responses. And I'll tell you, you're going to have some of the craziest cleanses that you've ever been through. Just ask Beth when she upped her probiotic
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
started getting the drainage out of her sinuses and out of those things that were stuck. Ask the gentleman that started on the micro daily, and he gets all these little blisters on his fingers and finds out that it was the toxic chemicals that he was working with as a tile setter,
Mhm.
and that were causing his hands to just ache and just throb at night and keep him up, because all of those chemicals, those toxins, were being stored because the body did not want to process through the normal ways. So look for the body's responses, the 3 B's: breath, body odor, bowel movements. Okay.
Okay, really, that's really important information for people to have. And we're recording this for you to share with other members of your team that are not here. Our next item on the agenda,